you guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am joined once again by Sarah from Abundantly Minimal.
Hi guys.
Today we're going to talk about simple tricks or hacks to minimize. This can minimize like your space in your house, your car, your office, what have you. If you're looking to minimize a certain space, these are some tips to help you out. We'll have 5 here on my channel shared between Sarah and myself, and then we'll have an additional 5 on her channel, and I will have links to her channel and page linked down below in the description and in the end screen of this video. So, without any further ado,
let's get into it.
Let's share some hacks, shall we? The first hack is having the mentality of what comes in must come out. If you bring something into your space, whether it be your car, office, or home, once again, something else must come out. If it's an item of clothing, disregard what you had before. Like if you bought yourself a nice winter coat, take the coat that you have that you aren't going to use anymore and donate it.
Absolutely. It's a great way to prevent things from getting out of control, because if you hold yourself to this method, you cannot accumulate more. You'll have the same amount of stuff, roughly.
Keeping it even, right?
Exactly. I love that tip. I would say another great tip is to remove some of those storage opportunities or spaces that you have. Now, whether this is like a storage unit, maybe it's not something you can do like all at once, but to start tackling that space so you don't have to continue paying for that. And even sometimes in our homes and spaces, we may have specific things that their purpose is just for storage. And if we can kind of consolidate those like one area at a time, it can really be helpful, because the storage, I think, enables us sometimes to keep more clutter than we actually should be, and that can make it really tough, because yes, maybe the things have a place, but you know, does that place really need to be there? Do you want all of your different cabinets and closets to be completely stuffed? I think for Jake and I, we have definitely over time thought, hey, you know what, we don't actually really need this storage space. Like, we had this extra bookshelf at one point, and we thought, you know, I don't think we actually really need this. We gradually kind of decluttered the items that were there, and when we removed that bookshelf, it completely changed the layout of our room and opened up a lot of space. So if there's those kind of things, that can really help, you know, overall with the physical space, as well as maybe even financial situations if it's a storage space.
You said you watched The Minimalist, right? That documentary? Didn't they talk about how much money is spent in storage units in the United States?
It's shocking. Like,
it was like an astronomical number, and it was just like stuff that you would never use, but you just kept it in a storage unit.
And here's the thing, there are formal storage units, but if we think about it, a lot of us live in homes that are larger than what we actually need. It's kind of like homes that are too large for us are kind of like a really expensive storage unit. So I know, like, Jake and I, we actually ended up getting a roommate, another coworker of mine, since our apartment had a second bedroom. So that's been helpful to kind of earn some money back from that extra space. And you know, in many people's homes, maybe renting out part of it is an option, or even just downsizing overall can be a huge cost savings.
The next one is to schedule a weekly power hour. When I say that, I don't mean like that drinking game where people like drink a shot every minute for an hour.
I would have no idea.
I googled that and I was like, is this a thing with cleaning? And it ended up being like a drinking game with college students. But in this case, schedule yourself a power hour. Set a timer on your phone for 60 minutes, play your tunes, put your distractions away, and just clean. Take everything out of your closet and hang back up only what you use and disregard the rest. Also, this comes in handy with your kitchen, with spices, like, or your dishes, things you don't really use all the time. Take those out of your pantry, wipe down the shelves, put back in what you need, and disregard the rest. And you don't have to do everything in one day, hence why it's a power hour. When that 60 minutes is done, you are done. I think if you try to do your whole house in a day,
oh, it'd be overwhelming.
Oh, of course, I would never do it. I would stop. I'd be so overwhelmed. I'd be back on the couch with Netflix, with all my stuff everywhere. But setting that timer at least lets me know, like, you have 60 minutes. When it's done, I think I treat myself like a child. Like, bribe myself, 60 minutes, when it's done, we are done, and you can go do something else with your day.
Well, and one thing when we were talking earlier about this, I like you brought up, was even with digital clutter too, because I am terrible at organizing my digital clutter. And so I really like this idea for that, just taking some time aside to go through files, like clear out downloads, duplicates, backups, you know, all the different stuff, I think is a really great tip.
And it keeps your computer running.
Yes, exactly.
Do you, speaking of digital clutter, do you delete your text messages?
Here's the thing, I'm still fairly new to the smartphone life. So before I had to, with my flip phone that I had for 8 years.
When did you join the non-flip phone community?
Earlier this school year.
Oh, really? Like 2017?
Like my old one, it was dead. Like I had a backup one, but it was the SD card, and when I took it into the phone place, they laughed at me because they didn't make those anymore. So I was actually really sad. Jake can attest to that. I was not happy about it.
Did your husband have a smartphone at this time?
No.
Okay.
So
have you both switched over?
No, I'm the only one with a smartphone.
Jake still has a flip phone?
Yes.
He's over there. He hears us talking about him. So I want to feature your flip phone actually in my thumbnail. No, I'm kidding.
So for that, I haven't really, there's been a couple times where I go through and like, well, I remove the conversations, but I mean, as far as like my core people, I haven't gone through. Does it fill up at some point?
I don't think it does. I don't really know a lot about storage units. I have a Google Pixel, which it's a smartphone to me. I don't really know a lot, but I like to delete it. I don't like to have that clutter. But Christopher, my fiance, he never deletes. He's like, I want to have it there in case I need to talk to that person. And I'm like, you have over 1,000 messages in your text box. Like,
oh my God.
To me, that is clutter. Like, that makes me not want to open my inbox to read text messages.
Well, that's how I've been with email, because for a while I let my email, like the promotions tab, build up, and I'm not even like in that many different newsletters. It's more so like different like charitable organizations would send things, and I mean a few other places. So I was actually really happy because Gmail has a button where you can basically delete all of the messages in the promotional section. Like I had several thousand that I deleted all at once, and it was a very liberating feeling.
It felt good, right? Like a weight was lifted?
Oh yes, absolutely.
I'm glad you brought up digital cleaning, because I don't think people think about that as much.
Oh yeah, it's important.
Because it's not something you see in your surrounding, but when you get online, like, that's stressful.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Yes, and I live that life too much.
Oh yeah, she's a teacher.
The next tip would be to have some sort of minimalism related challenge or competition. Now there are a lot of different minimalism challenges online. If you were to search minimalism challenge, I bet you'll find a couple different examples. But some common ones would be, you know, as I think we've mentioned in a past video, the idea of having like a certain number of things you get rid of on certain days, whether that's like a month-long process or even a week. Like let's say the first day of the week you get rid of 1 thing, the second day of the week 2 things, and you go up to like 7 things. Maybe you're doing some sort of other competition with another person. Jake and I have done little challenges that are very short. Maybe it's like a 15-minute challenge. Who can find the most items to declutter in 15 minutes? Sort of like your power hour concept. You know, I don't really remember. I feel like Jake probably won, but it depends. Certain months there's more that I'm getting rid of, certain months there's more that he's getting rid of. So when you make it kind of a fun game, it can be really fun, and a great tip would be to reward yourself with non-material type goods that you're bringing into your space. Yes. So if you enjoy, you know, spa related things, maybe treat yourself to that. Coffee, if you're a fan of coffee. I know, of course. Kristen, well done.
Oh, yes.
So treating yourself to some of those kind of things can be a great way to reward yourself and shift our mentality from I need to receive a gift to be rewarded, but instead experiences.
Yes, that's so smart. Of course.
Well, I don't think it's purely original, but
hey, you make it work. You recycle.
I do like to recycle.
It's my turn. Last one for me. Okay, and my last one is to pay it forward. If you need any type of motivation to declutter your space, get rid of things you aren't using, really think about the people that don't have what we have. Like, I think we're really lucky. I think it's like less than 10% of the world that have, you know, a roof over your head every day, heat, air conditioning. We have everything. I don't think we really want for anything desperately. So if you really want to have something that motivates you to pay it forward, think about how those things that sit in your closet and do nothing are, you know, really something that could benefit somebody else. For example, we have an extra bed upstairs, like mattress, bed frame, whatnot, that we are having a hard time selling. And one of my best friends just let me know, hey, you know, there's a company you can call and they'll actually pick it up at your home free of charge. They'll deliver it to a family in need that same day.
Wow.
And I kept thinking, no, I want cash for this, I want money for this. And then I thought about it and I said, you know what? That's a bed like a child could sleep in tonight, other than like sleeping on their floor. And I got like a little emotional and I was like calling them like, please come take it. Like, you don't think about it that way. You think of it, it's mine. I want to keep it, I earned it, I paid for it, and then you're like, wait, I could give that to someone else. I think about that a lot with like coats, winter wear.
Oh, especially, I mean, but anything really, like, I'm happy you brought this one up because I think in the US especially, we have a very like individualistic mindset, like what's best for me. And I mean, it's just society, so I mean,
and social media doesn't help either. On Instagram, when you see like someone's nice house or their new ring or their new car, you think, oh, I have to have something just as good. I need to keep all my things. Yeah.
So when we kind of think more about like the bigger picture and you know, other people, I think that can really help us, because a lot of the reasons we hold on to our stuff, it is often more of kind of a selfish thing. And I even think too, you know, if I had to immediately like walk away from everything I owned, like, would I be able to do that? I think it's become easier to do that if I had to for some reason, and especially thinking about, you know, just trying to help others out.
Yeah, pay it forward. Anyway, those are our 5 tips here on my channel on ways to minimize. But for more tips, check out Sarah's channel, Abundantly Minimal. We did something very similar to this, sharing another 5 hacks to minimize your life, your workspace, your home, what have you. I will have that link down below in the description and in the end screen. If you've not checked out her channel, please do so. Let us know what has worked for you and what parts of your life you are trying to declutter down below in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Bye, guys.